Cubs and the Philadelphia Phillies. Chicago find themselves on a 5-game skid. They'll try to get back on track next. Luis Garcia gets the ball for Philadelphia in this one. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, this guy is one of the better pitchers in the league, and one stat that jumps out, take a look at that strikeout to walk ratio. That's about as good as it gets. And look for him to dominate in this one.
Here's Javier Baez, and we are set for baseball here this evening.
Leading off tonight for the Cubs.
First pitch coming. Here it is. First of 3 here on a Friday night as the first pitch is in there for strike one. These Phillies, as they enter play here tonight, fellas, they come in scuffling a bit of late, just 2-4 over their last 6 games.
Yeah, Matty, this is why we do what we do. 2 first-place teams going to go at it today. Don't know how this is going to shake out. Is this playoff baseball? Come early a little bit. Interested to see how the managers go about it. We got some stars out on the field today.
With that, a look at the Cubbies' starting lineup. What's your take as they try to get back to their winning ways, D-Row?
Matt, you take a look at both these lineups. They got their work cut out for them. This is going to be a pitcher's duel. Both these guys can execute and have a chance to go deep in this game and turn it over to bullpen. Somebody is going to have to get that big 2-out knock with runners in scoring position.
Boy, Dero, the game of baseball has changed. There's so much velocity in the game. That was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball that he smoked the other way.
Yeah, you have to keep your front shoulder tucked right there. You have to honor. When a guy's throwing that hard, 96 miles an hour, you have to honor that fastball and try and work it the other way to keep you on the off speed.
Swung on and missed. It's 0-1.
You know, if I'm the hitter right here, I'm like, okay, you want to come get some early in the count? I was about to wait you out.
And he connects with it. This one's hit deep out to left center field. Hoskins is back to the track as he takes it for out number 2.
Batting fourth, first baseman number 44, Anthony Rizzo.
Now the Cubs' 4-hole hitter, Anthony Rizzo. Here comes the first pitch. Popped him up. Alfaro is there. And that'll put an end to the inning as he brings it down on the warning track. Cubs strand 1. Now it'll be the Phillies' turn. No score. Yu Darvish will be on the mound for the series opener. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, this guy's had a really solid season. And what shows me that more than anything, solid 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. And if he continues to do that, he'll pitch really well in this one.
Hit out towards second. And that's out number 1. A moment now to check out the hometown Phils starting lineup. Dero, give us what you have on this lineup as they start a new series.
Well, Matty, the old cliche goes, battlers, grinders. I know it gets old saying that, but that's the exact description of what this lineup presents today to the opposing pitcher. They do not strike out. He is going to have to grind. He is going to have to keep the ball in the ballpark, and his defense is going to have to be on point.
First delivery to him on the way. Line toward right center. And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit. And they're able to get the ball in quickly, so he'll be held to a single with 1 away.
Batting third, second baseman, Saison Hernandez.
Into the box now, Cesar Hernandez. And you see the numbers there. He's been very dangerous at the plate, to say the least. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Hit high and deep to straightaway right field. Back goes Hayward. And goodbye. This one ain't coming back. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. Number 11 for him on the season as the Phillies have taken a 2-0 lead.
Man, he threw a two-seamer hoping to get some movement, but that thing did nothing to fool him, and he squared it up perfectly. Pretty swing of the bat there.
Batting fourth, left fielder.
And that'll bring up the Sacramento product, Rhys Hoskins. Here's one hit softly down the line in left. Well, guys, as we look at the Cubs coming into play here tonight, they come into this one in need of some kind of spark to turn them around as they find themselves in the midst of a 5-game slide. Liner toward right center. And he will run this one down, moving to his left, and that's the second out of the inning.
Boy, sometimes they say you hit it hard, good things will happen. Well, that's not the case right there. That was a bullet that just stayed up and is caught in the outfield.
So striding forward now, Carlos Santana. And what a season he's having. Entering play, leading the league in 2 of the 3 Triple Crown categories. First offering on its way. Swing and a liner. Well, the shortstop's got him played perfectly as he takes this in for the 3rd out. But the fighting strike for a pair, both coming on this 2-run home run. Second inning coming up. It's now 2-0 Philly. Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras, currently 9th in the NL in hitting entering play.
Hey, we're still in the early stages in this one. They're only down by a couple of runs, but it's really key for this leadoff guy to try to get on and get a big inning started.
On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Takes a look at a strike over the inside corner.
Pretty unusual that you see a 5-0 hitter take 2 strikes in a row. Typically, those are some of the most aggressive batters in the lineup.
And set up behind the dish is Eric Summerskill as you see the rest of the umpiring crew there.
Yeah, Dan, we got Eric Summerskill behind the dish. Really likes to work the ball east-west. What did you like? Did you like north-south, east-west?
I thought east-west, D-Row. The more I could get away with on the outside corner, inside corner. Give me a wider plate than a higher plate. I think it's a lot easier to pitch to a wider plate.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Takes a fastball on the inside corner. A lot of movement that time. It's 0-2.
Man, when you're struggling at the plate, that pitcher smells blood in the water. He's coming right after you, trying to end it quick.
A pause and the 0-2. Fouled off. Another 0-2 home. And another foul ball. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Now he spins on one here and drives it to deep right field. Gone! A solo home run here off the bat of Ian Happ. 24 home runs for him on the season, and that'll put the Cubs on the board. It's now a 2-1 lead.
That's one of those pitches you wish you could take back as soon as it leaves your hand. But guess what? There are no delete or rewind buttons in baseball. That's a mistake, and it was a good job by his opponent to make him pay for it.
Right side, hit hard. And that finds its way through for a base hit.
Hey, that was a well-executed pitch down and away. Sometimes you got to tip your hat to the offense. That's a nice piece of hit. Maybe not what he was looking for, but the result was there.
Standing in now, Yu Darvish. Now a bunt attempt here. Well, a foul ball here, 0-1. 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning. Now a bunt attempt here. To second for 1. On to first. Not in time as the umpire was right there to make the call.
He got the bunt down, but he didn't deaden it enough. Really good job by the first baseman to charge in and make a good throw to second to get the lead runner.
Here's Jason Hayward now, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball one.
As a hitter right here, you have to tell yourself, I can't get too big. Don't let the moment get away from me. A nice bullet in the gap gets the job done in this situation.
In for a strike, and he jumps ahead 1-2 now. Darvish, the runner at first with 2 gone. The 1-2. Fouled away. The 1-2. And it's fouled away. On the 8th pitch of the at-bat is the one that finally does it as he wears him down and the inning is over. But the Cubs do get one back on the solo home run. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's the Phillies 2 and the Cubs 1. Digging in, Michael Franco.
Leading off for the Phillies, third baseman, Michael Franco.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Hit the other way out toward right field. Therefore, it is Hayward now, 1 away.
So here's how the Chicago Cubs are positioned defensively. And let's focus on Anthony Rizzo. Not only a Gold Glove winner, this guy has won a Platinum Glove, bailing out his infielders time and time again with his soft hands and feel for the game.
Stepping up to the plate, Jorge Alfaro. He begins this one with the 4th best batting average in the National League. First delivery to him on the way, and he fouls this one off. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Good. 0-2 now. One out, nobody on. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1-2. Line towards center field, and that's into the outfield for a 1-out base hit. Well, when you're going as well as he is, not even a 2-strike count is going to get in your way.
Yeah, Matty, he's having a monster season, well over 300. Right there, when you're feeling that confident at the plate, it doesn't matter what the count is. You're willing to go deep and still feel confident.
And that'll bring in J.P. Crawford. First at bat for him as he enters play number 3 in the National League batting race. He's set, and the pitch. Well hit. Deep down the right field line. And that's going to wind up hooking just a bit foul, so a missed opportunity there. Down the first baseline. And oh, this is right past him at first and down the right field line. And he is in there.
Batting ninth, pitcher, Luis Garcia.
Next up will be the Phillies pitcher, Luis Garcia. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Popped him up. Baez over to his right. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away.
Now batting, Center fielder, Odubel.
Here's the center fielder, Odubel Herrera. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And it couldn't hold back that time. They say he went around. It's strike one. A ball and a strike to the Phillies leadoff man. Runners on first and third, 2 away. High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Baez ranging into the outfield. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. Phillies leave a couple as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. Now to the plate, Javier Baez. He'll lead things off here in this one-run contest.
Second baseman, Javier Baez.
Here comes the first pitch. And a neck-high fastball that time. Just a bit jumpy that time. Swung on and missed. Now the 1-1 pitch. Waves and misses for strike number 2. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Standing in, Albert Almora. He reached on a single in his first try. A 2-1 score here as we play inning number 3. Right there, and it's quickly 0-2 now. And he missed with it. It's 1-2. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. And this is swung on and missed. His 5th strikeout already, and there are 2 gone in the inning.
Pretty impressive back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning. What's even more important is now he gets to face the middle of the order without anybody on base for them to drive in.
Here's Chris Bryant now as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. Fouled off. Here it comes, 0-2. Count remains at 0-2. Hit on the ground toward the left. Played on the backhand. And he'll get in there safely.
Boy, D-Roll, this looked like one of those easy 1, 2, 3 innings. Next thing you know, a little swinging ground ball and a 2-out infield base hit.
Yeah, it's never too late, and you never know when a rally's going to start. It seemed innocent early on. He got 2 quick outs, but now we see traffic at first.
So in now for Chicago, Anthony Rizzo, 0 for 1 after a pop-out in foul territory his first time through.
That's what makes pitching so difficult. You get the first 2 guys out of the inning, then you give up that 2-out base hit. Now you have the middle part of the order coming up, and this is where you have to really refocus on that mound, stay out of a potential big inning.
The 0-2 home. High in the air into shallow left center. Hoskins waits on it. And the inning is over. 1 left for the Cubs. They still trail it here 2-1. Up next will be Nick Williams.
Leading off for the Phillies, right fielder, Williams.
First delivery to him on the way. Grounded to first. And he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted.
Up next for Philadelphia, second baseman, Saison Hernandez.
At the plate, Cesar Hernandez. And remember, he hit that 2-run homer his first time up.
Yeah, Matt, and going back to that last at-bat when he hit the homer, that was a fastball that was up in the zone. This guy likes the ball up in the zone, so if I'm on the mound right now, I'm thinking try to keep the ball at the knees and below. He doesn't handle that low pitch quite as well.
The 1-0. On the ground is second for Baez. He's got it. On to first, and very quickly 2 are gone here in the home third.
Now batting, left fielder, Hoskins.
Next will be the cleanup hitter, Rhys Hoskins. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Darvish pauses. Here's the first pitch. Try to check it, and it's 0-1. And a check swing here, but he pretty clearly broke the plane, and it's 0-2 now. And the pitch. Popped him up. Rizzo is there for it. And the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia. They still lead it 2-1. Leading off the inning, Wilson Contreras, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up. From the stretch. Popped him up. Santana moving to his left, looks it into his glove, and there's 1 gone.
Every pitcher loves to get quick outs, right? How about that? 1 pitch, 1 out, a pop-up to start the inning.
And that'll bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ. He got a hold of one and went yard in his first appearance in this one.
Yeah, that last at-bat, Daddy, he turned that fastball around. He didn't hit it a ton. He didn't hit it a country mile. But, hey, listen, a home run is a home run.
0-1 the count. Now the 0-1. Hard hit ball towards the hole. Hernandez is up with it. On to first, and that is 2 quick outs to start the 4th.
Well, I think he got away with one right there. It was a fastball right down the middle, and he hit it hard, but he couldn't elevate it at all. Would have been a different story if he did.
Striding in, Addison Russell, a base hit in his first trip. Here comes the first pitch. And a fastball just a bit high. Hits are now even at 4 apiece. Down the third baseline. But a foul ball. 1-2 the count now. The 1-2. Skied into very shallow right. Williams is under it. And that retires the side. Cubs are down in order. They're down 2-1. Here's Carlos Santana now. He'll begin things here against Yu Darvish.
Carlos Santana.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Line to the right side. Hayward is there, 1 away.
Jumped all over that first pitch of the inning, and he didn't miss it. Just wasn't able to steer it in a direction that resulted in a leadoff hit.
In now, Michael Franco. Fouled away. So far, 0 for 1 with a flyout. Started to go around there, but he holds up ball 1.
Not sure what he saw in that pitch, but it sure looked tempting. And at least he held up. He must have been guessing.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Just a bit high that time as he misses for a ball. On a good pitch there, had him stretching to get out there, and it's 2-2 now.
I think he'll be frustrated with himself about that swing. He was in a good hitter's count and ended up chasing one out of the zone. Now the count's even again.
Here's the 2-2. And a swing and a miss as they got him with the slider there, 2 away. Another strikeout for him on the mound, and boy, is it fun to watch him go about his business.
No doubt, Matty. He's one of my favorites, mostly because of his stuff. You know, he can absolutely dominate on any given day because of what he offers up there. It's just nasty. There aren't many hitters that like to see this guy on the mound.
Stepping in now, Jorge Alfaro. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. Fourth inning of a 2-1 ball game. Slapped hard the opposite way, and he dives to make a spectacular catch. What a play there to end the inning. Worth a second look here, as this is a beauty to end the inning. We're back to Friday Night Baseball on MLB Network after this. And now the Cubs pitcher, Yu Darvish, reached by way of a fielder's choice his first time around. First pitch coming. Here it is. Takes a high fastball for a strike. And that one stayed up a little high. Ready with the 1-1 pitch. Hit out towards second. Hernandez loves it. And the fifth inning will start with a ground out, 1 away.
Now batting, right fielder, Jason Hayward.
So stepping in, Jason Hayward. He got called out on strikes his last time through. First delivery to him on the way, and it's fouled away. A 1 pitch on its way. Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Williams is under it. And that's the second out of the inning.
Now batting, second baseman, Javier Baez.
Here's Javier Baez, and he's likely just trying to put one in play here. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts thus far. He's set. Here it comes. A high fastball is in there.
You know, Matty, when I first broke into the league, you wouldn't see that high heater first pitch right out of the gate. But I think there's been a change in philosophy here. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, guys wanted to attack you more east-west, get you leaning left-right. Now you're seeing guys attack in the philosophy more north-south. Just with launch angles and exit velocities, I think guys are afraid to throw that sinking fastball for fear that guys are just going to run their barrel into it. Not the case with the high fastball.
Hernandez has a play, and that's the third out. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. Our score remains 2-1. that'll bring in J.P. Crawford. He'll look to light a spark under this lineup that hasn't found the scoreboard since back in the first inning.
Yeah, and for me, the story has been the starting pitching they faced. It's been very difficult to rebound and, quite frankly, dominate after getting roughed up a bit in the first inning of a start. So I'll give him a lot of credit for what he's been able to do.
First pitch on its way. A bouncer up the middle. And that's through for another base hit. He'll make it 2 for 2 in this one. So the Phillies get a man on to start out the inning. So he continues to hit the ball well. His second hit of the ball game, and he's aboard on the leadoff single as we take a look at the league leaders in hitting. And as you see, he's right up there among league leaders in that department. The pitcher, Luis Garcia, steps up to the plate in a sacrifice situation. So let's see if that is indeed on right here. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Dribbled up the line. Fielded cleanly. There's one. Return throw is in time. And what do you know? They do get the double play.
Now batting, center fielder, Odubel Herrera.
Ready once again, Odubel Herrera. He's bounced out and flown out in his first 2 plate appearances. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. A fastball, and he swings through it to fall behind.
Well, he's done a great job on the hill throughout this game, and it's something to be proud of anytime you can pitch a good game in this ballpark, especially when it's not your home ballpark.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Popped him up. Baez ranging into the outfield. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. Phillies down on just 4 pitches. They lead it 2-1. And now here's the versatile outfielder Albert Almora Jr. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm a bit surprised to see the bullpen inactive right now.
Yeah, I'm with you, Matt. Even though he's pitching okay, I do think you have to look at what he's given you and realize he's probably approaching the end of his rope pretty soon. Last thing you want is for things to start to unravel and not have a guy ready that you can turn to.
Swinging bunt out in front of the plate. And he'll reach first safely.
Hey, I can only take you inside the mind of the batter right here. Had a lot of swinging bunts in my day. Soon as that ball hits the dirt in front of you, you are getting it down the first baseline. When you smell a knock, I don't care what it looks like, you are getting it down the line.
Low-scoring game thus far. 2-1 here in the 6th. Saws him off here as this ball's popped into the air. The second for 1.
First baseman number 44, Anthony Rizzo.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Anthony Rizzo. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. A 1 pitch on its way. And there's a pitch that just misses the inside corner.
Pretty good pitch right here to a left-handed power hitter. The one thing you want to do, keep the ball inside so he can't get those long arms out and extended. Really good pitcher's pitch right there, even though he didn't get the called strike.
The 1-2. And that's lifted the other way out to left. Coming in is Hoskins. He gets there and makes the play for the second out of the inning.
Now batting, captain Wilson Contreras.
Now at the plate, Wilson Contreras. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. High pop-up. Santana is under it. And that ends the inning. Cubs strand 1. They still trail it here 2-1. Up next will be Nick Williams.
Leading
1
off
for
for the
2
Phillies.
in the ball game thus far.
Right fielder, Nick Williams.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Popped up. Rizzo is there. 1 away.
Now batting, second baseman,
Saison Hernandez will stand in here, but before he does, let's take you back to the very first inning. This was a 2-run home run right out of the gate that really got these guys off to a fast start. First pitch of the at-bat. A little bouncer, but it gets fouled. Hits are even right now at 5 aside. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And he fouls this one off. The next 0-2. Misses. That's ball 1.
You know, Matty, I'm not surprised by that pitch. Raise the eye level a little bit. Maybe we get something bouncing in the dirt right here.
The 1-2. Gets him swinging. He struck him out.
For me, check swings are right there next to bang bang place at first as the most difficult calls for an ump to make. Taking a look at show motion, the batter doesn't appear to hold up enough, so I think the call was right.
And that'll bring up the Sacramento product, Rhys Hoskins. And this is lifted high in the air down the right field line. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. Phillies down in order as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. And that'll bring in the Pittsburgh area native Ian Happ. And guys, 7th inning already. Hey, I'm not complaining, but this one's been flying by.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, Matt. That's what you get when both starting pitchers have it working. Neither of them have been nibbling around the strike zone at all, and they've trusted their defense to make the plays, and they've done just that.
Yeah, and it's resulted in a game that could really go either way in these late innings. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Hoskins waits on it. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone.
Now batting, shortstop, Addison Russell.
Here's Addison Russell, and I think the question becomes, how much longer are they going to stick with this starter? Fatigue could very well become a factor at some point.
Yeah, that's always a tough question to answer for a manager, especially when your guy's still pitching well. You've got to kind of look for some signs. Is he starting to get hit more? Is he losing his command, even if he's still throwing strikes? Stuff like that.
Yeah, good points to keep an eye on if he continues on much longer. We're in the 7th inning now of a pitcher's duel. 2-1 our score. And a swing and a miss here, so it's a quick 2 outs to start the 7th. Didn't mess around much in that at-bat, Dan.
No, that was pretty impressive, Matt. I really like a pitcher that trusts and works off his fastball. And right there, he decided he didn't need to use anything else. 3 straight heaters and go grab some bench.
Tommy La Stella will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run.
Number 2, Tommy La Stella.
Too high, 1-0. He'll check in here at 277. 4 home runs and 16 RBIs. 1-1 to Tommy La Stella.
That's a real good job of going back-to-back fastballs right there. Most of the time, a hitter will see a fastball in the inside half of the plate, and they'll just think, well, this pitcher's going to go back on the outside. But when you double up like he did right there, it sends a message to the hitter that you're not afraid to throw in that inner half of the plate.
Fouled off. 1 run, 5 hits. No errors so far for the Cubbies. 2-2 one more time. There's a swing and a high deep drive headed for the right field corner. And a big sigh of relief on the mound as that nearly tied it, but this ball is foul. Hit out towards second. And this will get through into right, and he's aboard with a single. So the top of the 7th isn't over yet after the 2-out base hit.
Sometimes you need a little luck. Sometimes you need to get a ground ball with eyes, and that's exactly what happened right there.
Jason Hayward is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1. Working for the punch out and the offering. Pulled high in the air out to right field. Williams is under it. And that ends the inning. 1 left for the Cubs. They're down 2-1. Steve Cishek gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th.
Steve Cishek.
Here's Carlos Santana now. He'll match up with a new pitcher to begin their half of the 7th.
Carlos Santana.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Ball chopped foul right at home plate, and it's 0-1. Ready with the 0-2. Now a swing and a chopper foul right at home plate. And now a check swing, but did he go around is the question. No, he did not, says Carl Dixon down at third base. It's ball 1. Another 1-2 delivery. Fouled away. The 1-2. Oh, and he hammers it to deep right field. And this ball is gone. No chance to make a play on that one. It's a solo home run for Carlos Santana, and that's home run number 48 on the year, and it gives the Phillies a 3-1 lead.
And this is an all-familiar sight, something we've seen all season long. When they need a clutch hit or an offensive blast, he's their go-to guy. And this is just one example in a long line of many. He's fun to watch.
Third baseman, number 7, Maikel Franco.
Into the box now, Maikel Franco, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. 0 for 2 for him to this point. The 0-1 pitch. Grounded back up the middle. Throw on to first, so a good comeback there as he gets the first out of the inning.
Now batting, catcher, Jorge Alfaro.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Jorge Alfaro. 1 run in and 1 gone so far this inning. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. This one skied out toward right. Hayward has a read on it. 2 gone.
The batter, number 2, shortstop, J.P.
At the plate, J.P. Crawford. 2 hits and 2 trips for him thus far. He's set, and the pitch. Lined hard toward right center. And a dive, but he comes up empty, and this is big trouble now out in right center. And he'll make it to second base now with 2 gone.
Let's take another look at just a textbook swing right there. Good weight transfer, good hands to the ball, solid contact, and great extension through the ball.
Yeah, that's about as pretty as a swing gets. Nice look at it there from our camera guys as well. Wilson Ramos will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 44, Wilson Ramos.
Pitch is way outside, and he can't even get a glove on it. Cishek pauses. Here he comes 0-1. Had him reaching at thin air that time, and he's very quickly down 0-2. Crawford stands at second with 2 gone. There's a ball into right center field. That's going to be a base hit. The relay to second now, but he's safe. As also on the play, a run comes across to score.
Hey, Dero, that's a big RBI right there to stretch this lead to 3. Takes a lot of pressure off your pitcher going into the bottom part of the inning.
Yeah, Dan, no doubt. As an offense, all you're trying to do is put your pitchers in positions to be successful. Giving them that 3-run cushion has to make you feel good.
Here's the center fielder, Odubel Herrera. Swing and a little tapper. That rolls foul for strike 1. Four runs, 8 hits, and no errors on the ledger for the Phillies to this point. Back up the middle and in for a base hit. And they'll add 1 more to the lead. It's now a 5-1 ball game.
Hey, that's what you try and do as an offense. You get a 4-run lead. They're grand slam ahead, Dan. But you're a former closer warming up. When you see a 3-run lead and then your offense gets it to 4, and you know that save situation's gone out the window, don't tell me that didn't hurt.
Oh, it does hurt you. Oh, it does, because, Dero, the only way you're going to get into this game is it has to be a save situation. You sit and watch 8 innings of baseball, you get up to warm up in the 9th, and you're all ready to go.
And the center fielder is under it to make a catch, and the inning is over. So 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a man left on. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. It's the Phillies 5 and the Cubs 1. Edobre Ramos has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 61.
Now back to the leadoff spot in the Cubs lineup. Stepping forward, Javier Baez. It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
That's taken for a cold strike 2. Got him. And that's the third time we've written a K next to his name in this one. Our line score to this point tells the story. You see the Phillies leading this one at home here at Citizens Bank Park as we draw nearer to the end. The next Cub up, Albert Almora. So far 2 for 3 in this one. First offering on its way. He swings at the fastball here and lifts it into the air to shallow center. In there, a base hit.
Hey, Dero, not a bad night. 3 singles, but hey, you'll take 3 for 4 every day of the week.
Yeah, in today's day and age, Dan, where everything's a homer, a walk, or a strikeout, it's refreshing to see this guy throw out 3 base hits.
Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Swung on and lifted in the air to left center.
This guy has been unbelievable. There were billboards outside Wrigley while he was still in AAA, and what does he do when he shows up? Rookie of the Year, MVP. I mean, get in line.
Anthony Rizzo stands in now. And Dan, this could be a real make or break situation at this point in the game.
Yeah, Matt, at least scoring 1 run in this inning is so important to them to possibly get back into this thing. Baseball doesn't have a clock, but you only have 27 outs to work with. They're running out of those pretty quick.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Comes right after him with a fastball for a strike.
That was a good swing right there. Might be the best one he's had all night because he was right on it.
Almora is off at first with 2 away. Here it comes, 0-2. Tapper up the line. That winds up foul. The 0-2 once more. Gets him looking, strike 3. Cubs strand 1. They're down here 5-1. Chase Simmons is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 59, Chase Simmons.
Ready for another chance? Cesar Hernandez. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Cesar Hernandez.
First pitch of the at-bat. Line drive to center field. And a base hit, so he goes after the first pitch he sees, and he's on to open up the inning.
Up next for Philadelphia, left fielder,
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Rhys Hoskins. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Now a swing and a fly ball. Hayward on the run. He gets to it and makes the catch for the first out.
the first baseman, number 41, Carlos Santana.
Here's Carlos Santana now. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. From the stretch. First pitch hacking here, and that's the first strike.
Hey, what a great pitch right there in a big situation to pull a string on that changeup. He knew that hitter was going to be super aggressive.
He pulls this one high and deep to right center field. But he's going to get there as he runs it down on the warning track for the second out of the inning.
Third baseman, number 7, Michael Franco.
Ready now, Michael Franco. He was a ground out victim last time up. First delivery to him on the way. Right over the middle, knee high. The 0-1. And a check swing here as he couldn't help himself, and it's ruled strike 2. From the stretch. Liner towards second. A leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Hey, with 2 strikes right there, he's trying to run that ball up and in to try to tie him up, but it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, in today's game, everybody's fighting so hard to keep their hands inside the baseball that I think a non-executed pitch on the inner half, Dan, is exactly what the batter's looking for. Something he can keep his hands inside and just fist to the opposite field.
Standing in now, Jorge Alfaro. Rizzo will range over to make the catch just beyond the first base dugout, and that will end the inning. Phillies leave a couple. They're up 5-1. In now, Wilson Contreras, and his guys need him to get things started here in the top half of the 9th. First offering on its way, and we kick off the 9th inning with a swinging strike here, 0-1.
I'm surprised we're seeing so many late swings on fastballs. If there's one rule of thumb in the game, get to the heat.
And he goes the other way, but he got a lot of it deep down the line. Nearly a big fly to start the inning instead of foul ball. Another 0-2. And that looked to catch him flush down near the foot or the ankle. Safe after the recovery throw. Good effort, but now we have to wonder whether or not he's going to be okay.
Hey, that's a heck of an approach right there. Leadoff single in the late innings. Team's down a little bit. Let's see if this ends up being a huge turning point in this one.
It was a fly out for him in his last trip. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. He jumps on this one. It's high and deep to center. Ranging back is Herrera at the track. On the warning track, he makes the catch.
The batter, shortstop, Addison Russell.
Here's Addison Russell. First pitch coming. Here it is. Sliders in for a strike. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Hoskins waits on it. 2 down.
Now batting, the pitcher, James Simmons.
And it appears as though we'll see a pinch hitter now as the switch hitter Ben Zobrist has grabbed a bat and moved into the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss on the slider, 0-1. The average coming in at 266. 2 home runs and 17 RBIs. And a fastball just misses. It's 1-1. The 1-1.